I'm so tired of trying to find people to date. Do you have any ideas beyond the typical visualize the perfect partner? Anyone who's single watching this knows that sometimes visualizing that perfect partner is a great tip, a great tool, and it does work, but sometimes it gets exhausting. And what I would say is center back into you lining up with you, because you do have a plan, and you have a plan from a higher self perspective as to what that person looks like that's going to help you in your next stage of evolution. So I know for myself, I can say I go for long periods in between having partners because I'm waiting for the person that can help me get to my next level of expansion. And when they show up, it's beautiful and it's tumultuous sometimes. And sometimes we get spit out the other end. And it ends up not being exactly what we think, but we're getting exactly the lesson that we need. So what I would suggest is if you feel like it's not working for you to visualize the other person, or if you have visualized the other person, take exactly that template and ask yourself the question, am I all of those things? Whatever those things are, am I that? Because once you become that, then that partner can come in. So again, there may be a time lapse here that it's important to not get frustrated. I get frustrated all the time on this, but I know and I trust that, at least for me, I really take partners seriously in my life. And I don't want to say waste time, but just have people in my life to be comfortable. That I'm really looking for the people who want to grow with me, the people who want to anchor in with me, the people who want to support my mission. And sometimes that takes a little time. And sometimes we are realigning to our higher self, to the place that we want to be with that person. So hang in there, do the visualizations, but do them for you as well. Am I lining up with the person that I want to come into my life? Am I doing those things? Am I fit? Am I spiritually sound? Am I, right? All the things that you might think of the other person. And then I think you're going to find that if you have the patience, that divine timing is going to swoop in and help you. So it's not something you have to do on your own. And also tell your friends that you're looking. And that's also really, really helpful, because sometimes your friends know the perfect people, or at least they have an idea, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just set you up with someone and invite you over, and then the next thing you know, it's an alignment, and maybe they didn't even see it, but they brought someone in that was a potential match. I so love that we are having all these conversations here. If you want to go deeper into topics like this and expanded states of consciousness, I have the special promotion that I was talking about earlier in the show before I got mysteriously cut off. And it's the Awaken Inner Wisdom membership. You are with me live for 4 sessions a month. We dive deep into topics and we expand broad. So if you are someone who has and loves these spiritual conversations and wants to know more about who you really are, really bring in a curated group of people who are ready to step forward. $33 a month instead of the $133. So you're going to save $100 a month if you sign up. You have to apply, so you still have to go through the application process. And Spirit Universe is guiding me on the people that are really ready for this level of transmission and this level of learning. And so I'm super excited for you to experience this. You might want to go on to bethbell.me and take the State of the Heart assessment. It'll give you an idea of where your heart is. There's 4 different stages that we talk about. There's definitely some tips, tools, techniques, and modalities that you'll get for free. When you fill out the assessment, you'll get very specifically to you what state you're in, the state of the heart, and some guidance on that. And I can't wait to have you experience it and get some juicy nuggets for yourself. There's lots of ways we can work together. Keep joining the show, ask your questions. If you didn't get to ask a question today live, please type it in the comments, or you can go over to bethbell.me/question and you'll be able to submit your question there. Now, with that said, I don't want to not mention that we have Angels, Herpes, and Psychedelics, my book, Unravel the Mind to Unveil Illusions. I go deep into my own life stories and provide a ton of tips, tools, techniques, and modalities that I used. And then if you love that, you may want to dive right into the Awakening and Healing Handbook. I go into all the modalities of which I talk about in the book, but in a much deeper way. I give lots of recommendations. It's a great guide. It really can help you expand quickly. And there's also the Psychedelic Resource Guide. So if you have any bit of you that's curious about spiritual medicines, you can dive into the Psychedelic Resource Guide, or maybe you have loved ones that are doing it. You're like, I don't know why they're doing this. I want to learn more. Well, I would invite you to go to bethbell.me and check out the Psychedelic Resource Guide, because you'll find some really great nuggets in there. Okay, and on bethbell.me, we have the Herpes Handbook, which is very specifically about herpes, but it's also about getting rid of virus shame, right? And it's about just the viruses of the mind in general, reframing how we think about things in this world. Like, you know, this comes to me a lot, but the lesson in the Bible about lepers, right? It's like this whole guilt and shame thing that can come from so many different things. You know, it was AIDS at one point. It's the herpes virus. It's the COVID virus, right? So there's lots of different things that come into this shame. And so it's all about releasing that. And so that guide is also amazing. You don't have to have herpes to want the guide. You may know someone, you may encounter a new partner, and it's really a way to just get you into understanding and reframing some of these really difficult life situations. Okay, thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate you watching live. Ask questions on bethbell.me/question. You can put them in the comments here. And I can't wait to see you again next week, Sundays at 11:11 Pacific time. And until then, wishing you much bliss and love on the journey. Namaste. The Awaken Inner Wisdom membership is a fee-based system. And I want to offer a very, very, very special price between now and the end of July. So you have to act quickly. $33 a month instead of the $133. So you're going to save $100 a month if you sign up. You have to apply, so you still have to go through the application process. And Spirit Universe is guiding me on the people that are really ready for this level of transmission and this level of learning. And so I'm super excited for you to experience this.